What's up, guys? Welcome back. As you can see, we are back in Berlin with the bull behind us. Unfortunately, as you can also see, our P&L, we are down about $1,000. Not really the end of the world, nothing too bad, but I had the time, I had my 4 screens, I was ready to go, but the market again wasn't. This whole month, this whole week, I just checked. Every day was pretty much giving back the day before's profit. So I'm a little bit slightly in the red this week, which is a little bit unfortunate. I traded way too many different tickers today, and I really made one big mistake today, which totally threw me off. And this one trade, I totally lost my confidence on, and pretty much the rest of the day was a wash because I just couldn't get the conviction anymore to trade, to hold. And honestly, it's a good thing because the tickers weren't really doing anything worth trading. I want to talk about the one trade where I lost my conviction and my confidence on, and that is PALI. And this ticker I only traded once, or was it once? I don't know. We'll see in a second. But this ticker wasn't even on my watch list. Right here, this is my watch list. Wasn't even on my watch list. It was popping up, and lately we've been seeing a lot of quick frontside moves, maybe one pullback at best, and then boom, the ticker dies again. So I was like, okay, PALI, let's go. And oh my baby Jesus, look at this. Where's this one? This is pre-market. Now, I do have a rule, and if you guys have been watching me for even, I don't know, just a few weeks, you probably heard me say this before. I usually never trade a ticker until it's proven to hold one pullback. It's proven to hold one high. So that first leg to the upside, I'm usually not really trading, at least near, maybe closer to the end, but definitely not the first pullback. And this is why, because you just don't know how it's going to perform. So what I did on this one, we had one quick candle up here. It was already up around 30%, which, trust me, this morning 30% was like a lot. There was really nothing going on pre-market. It was boring as heck, which sucks because it's the first day back. And actually, I should have been a little bit more cautious today because Thursdays, I think, are one of my worst trading days. I have to get that exact statistics, but every time I look through my P&L calendar where your red days are colored red, I noticed that, man, Thursdays, there's a lot of red Thursdays. So had a big breakout here. We were starting to consolidate here, had a pullback, and then I bought in this pullback a little bit higher, a little bit too high. I think that was my problem. And then whack, it got flushed down like 6%, which kind of nasty. What was really nasty is the fact that I went 3,000 shares long here. So that was a little bit more than half my size on a new ticker, not on my watch list, and I broke a rule on, so I totally deserve this, what is this, almost $800 loss here, $789. So, I'm not kicking myself about it because I definitely, broke all the rules in my book, and there's a reason we have rules. Then I did this little bit of bottom bounce trade, made back some of my losses, but overall, this was just an honest mistake. And after this, I was kind of crushed because I was like, okay, well, let's give it a little bit longer. I pretty much stare at the market for another hour and a half till the market opens. There was no good setups. And then the market opened, still no good setups. And I think I was down like 1,300 today. So I did a few little measling trades. And I think after like 6-7 trades, I made back like $300, which is ridiculous. Because typically one decent trade should already make me back like $500. So when I was down like $1,300, I wasn't really like super like, oh man, like, I'm never going to get out of this hole. I mean, it's not even a big hole to begin with. The problem is the market didn't give it to us, and when the market was getting a little bit choppy at the open, I tried to trade a few things, and I just lost total conviction. And let me show you guys what that looks like. So here's LC, for example. This is one of Lending Club. This is one of the tickers that was moving. It is a large cap, though, and I usually don't trade large caps. And it's on earnings, which increased up substantially. I think my first trade on this one somewhere here was red, but here's a perfect example. So this is me after I lost my conviction, after I lost my confidence to trade because I wasn't following my rules, and then I feel like in my head I'm logically or rationally I know what I'm doing, but there's this side of me that's now a little bit more on a revenge FOMO mode. I can feel it, and this is oftentimes when I start walking away because I've been down that road many times. So on this trade, for example, look at this. I tried to accumulate here, which is a great accumulation. Wait for a rip to the upside. Could have snacked around 2% or so. I get shaken out right away because I'm already down. I don't have conviction. I don't have like any faith to hold. I mean, we had upside here till 25. I mean, sometimes I obviously don't trade into the breakout, but I'll take profits before the breakout. So I don't even know why I didn't do that. So it's just like total loss of conviction. Here I try to take another stab. This one, it was actually right for closing because I felt like a lot of sellers. But again, once I get in this mindset of like, or once, one big or two big trades totally knock me out and the market's slow, sometimes I just have zero conviction to hold. And I really, really felt that today. Look at this. This is another prime example. I buy this perfect pullback here at 267, great entry, but I have no conviction to hold. This would have been a 7% move. So it's like, there's a few good, or I should say okay, maybe plays today. They're all fairly risky plays because look at these flushes we've been having. Here's another example. Just didn't have the conviction to hold. So it's like I'm just getting shaken around left and right. FLGC. This is actually one of the original trades that kind of put me in a red mindset. So I was up on this one around $400. Purely on this one. It was the only ticker I traded so far pre-market. And then whack. And in this move here, I held it slightly too long. I got shaken out right at the perfect low before the bounce, and that put me down. Then I was all of a sudden like, I don't know, $200 in the red, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, I think that was like a little bit of a confidence ruiner, and then I think that was the reason I jumped into Poly so quickly afterwards. But I think really the lesson here is like, look what these nasty forced trades do to my trading later on. They make me really, really nervous, and they make me not able to hold with confidence anything that's actually legit. So in terms of me personally, like what can I do about it? I mean, I know that patience is key, and I am always trying to work on my patience. Whenever let's say I'm up nicely pre-market, oftentimes the days I just walk away, and then maybe not necessarily like walk away and finish, but let's say like take a 30-minute break until like, okay, let's watch the market open and then trade a little bit more there. Those are usually my best days because once I'm done trading, a front side move, there's a lot of consolidation. And if I was trading COCP in this area, I guarantee you I would have just gave back so much profit. So I knew that was the right decision. But I think the fact that I was just like in the office and like ready to go made me get a little bit more aggressive on moves like Poly. And then again, then being in the red and not wanting to be stopped out for the day, I pretty much had no conviction, no confidence anymore to be holding any sort of winning trade, which, is a little bit annoying because all it takes is, let's say, 1, 2, or 3 good trades, and boom, you've made way more than what you're looking for to make for the day. So what my mistake was today was just not being patient enough. I was too eager beaver. I wasn't satisfied with my $400 or $500 profit, and so by not being patient, I just rushed into the next thing, trying to trade a little bit more. So today was a well-deserved red day, I should say. Oh well, it is what it is. I would love to hear what kind of trades mess up your conviction, your confidence, whatever you like to call it. And how do you go about dealing with that? Do you walk away for a little bit? Sometimes what I like to do is take a shower, just like, a quick 3-minute water shower. Sometimes that really helps. Or on days like today where the market is this bad, sometimes I'll just walk away. Or even what I'll sometimes do is I'll trade something different. Like recently I've been trading Clove a little bit more, which is more of a mid-large cap, which I typically don't day trade. But since small caps are so bad right now, I do find when small caps really underperform, sometimes my mid-cap trading gets a little bit better, although it's usually not a niche I like to touch. Anyway, guys, I'll probably be looking at the market for another 30 minutes or so and go ahead and edit this video. Otherwise than that, I'm most likely done right here, down $1,000 for the day. Tomorrow is the last day of the week and the month. So hopefully we can at least get a green day there. If not, so be it. Ultimately, the most important thing you should always be thinking about is trading the best you can every single day. Profits follow naturally from there, and risk management is always number one. That's why there's a max stop on the day, or you should have a max stop on the day. Anyway, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the way out. It's the easiest way to support this channel, and if you're totally new, consider subscribing. We would love to see you again in the YouTube comments and the Discord, and like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.